You ready? Yep. Kwame, get a chair. That way, honey.
I missed Bill today.
Okay, so today we're talking about civil rights. Anybody know whose birthday is coming up on Monday? Martin Luther King Jr. Right, exactly. Anybody know who he is? What he's famous for? Loretta. He was a minister. That's how he won the Girl, this is my lesson. Don't be teaching it over there. Yes, he won the Nobel Peace Prize. Loretta is, you're way ahead of me. Wow, okay. So, anybody else? Martin Luther King Jr.? Okay, so he was...
He tried to put the blacks and whites together so everybody gets along.
Right, he did, right. He started off as a minister, right? And he was a Baptist minister, and then he was an activist. He was born in Alabama, and he's one of the most prominent leaders in the civil rights movement. Very famous, probably the most famous in the civil movement. Okay, so... things he was famous for. Mostly what you guys know about him. But sorry, I'm getting off track here. It's going to be a long day, guys. Okay, so from 1955 until 1968, he led the movement. Anybody know what segregation means? You talked about it. Separation. Right. Yep. So, did you want to say something?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. So, one day, there was a lady named Rosa Parks. We're going to switch over to Rosa because it starts with her. You can bring the pictures, yes. Yes, you can say something, yes.
Rosa Parks was the first black woman on the bus, and they moved her to the back because they wanted the whites in the front and her in the back. And she gave a hard time about it.
You almost got it 100%. Yes. Yes. So, in 1955, in Montgomery, Alabama, there was a lady named Rosa Parks.
Right.
And she wanted to ride the bus home from work, after work. And she got on the bus, and the bus driver said, "Hey, you need to move your seat. You need to get off the bus because this white guy wants your seat. And he comes before you." And Rosa said, "No, I'm not doing that. My feet hurt. I'm tired. I worked all day. I could take the bus just like you could take the bus, and you could take the bus."
Yes.
And you know what happened when she did that? She got arrested. Okay, some more people know. All right, guys, I love that. Okay, she got arrested.
For no reason.
Right.
Because she was standing up for her. What do I always say? We have to stand up for our rights.
Ourselves, too.
Do I say it all the time, right? Yes, I do. Right. Everybody has rights.
Right.
And she had a right to sit on the bus. But somebody told her not to, that she can't. Why did they tell her? Why did they tell her she couldn't have that seat?
Because she was black.
Because she was black. Now, if I got on the bus and somebody told me that, it would be a problem. So, Rosa was sticking up for herself, right? Yeah. She said, "I'm not getting off this bus," and guess what happened? She got arrested.
Right.
Okay? Now, way back then, in 1955, she got a $14 fine, which $14 doesn't sound like a lot to us, but in 1955, that was $14 was a lot of money, right? Okay. And she was found guilty for doing what she did. Now here comes Martin Luther King Jr. He don't like that. He says no to that. He says we deserve respect. We deserve a seat on the bus. Why? Why can't we? Okay. So he says I'm going to have a march about this. This isn't right, and I'm going to have a march about this. I'm going to make a lot of noise about this until somebody listens. Okay? So What they did actually was boycott the bus. Martin Luther King came in and he said, forget that bus. None of us in this town, none of this in this town, we're not going to take the bus. The bus can go. We're going to walk to work. We are going to go with our friends in their car. We're going to carpool. We are not getting on that bus. And for 381 days, nobody used that bus. And people started to pay attention to that.
Right.
They said, oh my God, the bus is shut down. People are not using it. Hundreds and hundreds of people were not using the bus. They were walking to work.
Right.
That's how upset they were. They said, I don't need that. I'll walk. Okay, that's how they were feeling about that. And Martin Luther King Jr. came in and he said, we're not going to have this. So in 1956, he called in. He said, "This is it. We're going to end racism. We're going to work for peace."
After this.
I am going to ask
So you better pay
questions.
attention.
You guys always pay attention. Yes. So he said, "We're not going to do this anymore." So in 1965, Rosa got a job. She left Montgomery, Alabama, because she decided that she wanted to go to Washington because no one would give her a job where she lived because they looked at her as a troublemaker.
Right.
Because she stood up for herself.
Right.
Right? So she moved to Washington and she got a job with a congressman where she worked until 1988. She also co-founded her own... it's an institute. It's called the Rosa and Raymond Parks Institute for Self-Development. Now, this is a program that educates youth on experiences and the civil rights. It teaches people about the civil rights, and especially youth like yourself. You also can go on a tour you can go on a bus tour like Rosa Parks did. And they have that as well. It's called the Freedom Bus Tour. And they also give guidance to professional youth. Okay? Rosa Parks passed away on October 24th, 2005. She was the first woman and the second African-American woman to lie in honor at the U.S. Capitol Rotunda. Okay, so you got to be really honored. And like I said, she's the first woman and the second African American. So that's really a big thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really a big thing. She has won national awards, numerous national awards, as well as the Congressional Medal of Honor. And she also got the Medal of Freedom from President Clinton.
Nice.
That's my guy. Yeah. That is nice.
Right.
So all her hard work and sticking up for herself paid off, right?
Yes.
And now everybody can ride the bus together.
Right.
Everyone.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. So thanks to Martin Luther King Jr. and Rosa Parks, worked together to change the world.
Right.
So we can all be together.
Yeah.
We're all in the same room together right now, right? The world has come very far since 1955. That's a long time ago, right? But that's how we got here.
Yeah.
And we have a little bit more about Martin Luther King that I just want to go over. But that was Rosa Parks. Any questions on Rosa Parks? Angelina.
A long time ago when I went to East Saban High School in my history class,
Yeah.
we talked about Rosa Parks and how she gave up her seat when she died and stuff like that. I did a project on her.
Excellent. Okay, good.
Everything about her.
Okay, well, good. I hope everybody learned something about that today.
I did.
And I have several pictures I'm going to pass around. Okay, this is Rosa Parks, everybody. I have 3 pictures. Okay, so we're going to pass these around. And this is Martin Luther King Jr. So you can pass these around. Okay, and everybody can take a look at those.
I was about to say, you can start out with the team captain here.
Okay, team captain. Okay. So, talking, guys.
Christina,
Yes.
that picture right there, that's when she went to jail.
Right.
That's her jail picture.
Right.
That is her jail picture.
That is Julia.
Yep. Okay.
Team captain.
So, guys, going back to Martin Luther King Jr. Anybody know his speech? Have you heard the speech? Okay, we're actually going to listen to the speech after I'm done talking. We're going to listen to the speech, okay? The speech that he's most famous for, okay? Because Martin Luther King Jr. had a profound effect on the world. He really changed how everything was. And he did that with words. He was never violent. He only believed in peace, and that's what he taught everybody is you can fight for your rights, but you do it in peace, kind of what I tell you all the time. You can make your point without being angry. Yes, okay. So we use words, and this is what can happen when you use your words the right way. We can change the world.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so he had a lot of speeches in his...
He has Black History Month too.
That's this month. That's right. So Martin Luther King Jr. went to college at 15 years old. How old are we when we usually go to college? Like 18. Right. He went when he was 15 years old, and that showed right there he had a motivation to be successful.
Right.
He was arrested 29 times. 29 times for arrested 29 times for fighting for civil rights.
Right.
Standing in line, not fighting, sticking up for, not only sticking up for himself, but sticking up for the rights of every African American.
Right.
And telling everybody in the world, we could talk about this. We don't have to be violent. We can march down the street and shut down the city. We can go to Washington.
Right.
250,000 people showed up for that speech to support him. 250,000 people in Washington, right there. Could you imagine that many people? No, but we can look at some pictures because that's a lot of people who are fighting for peace and the rights of others. Okay, sometimes it's okay to fight for the rights of others if you believe in that.
Right.
Right? If you believe something's right, you believe it's right.
Yes.
True. Facts.
I
Yes.
think everybody is the same. Like,
We're all the same in here, right?
Right. We all came from God, so I think
We're all the
that's
same
what
in
it
here.
is.
Okay? We all want love,
all
caring. We all want to be
sisters in here.
valued as a person. That's what Martin Luther King Jr. wanted. Ooh, high-fiving each other, you guys.
Same like here.
Yes.
We all want junk food. We all want money.
We all want, right. Okay, so 10 years before he died, he actually survived another assassination.
Wow.
So somebody tried to kill him, and he actually lived through that, okay, only to die 10 years later. Okay, so he actually lived, yes, he lived through that. His family filed a case against the government, and they won.
That's good.
That is good.
That's excellent.
Right. That means they agreed with what he was saying.
Right.
So we talked about how his birthday is on
Monday.
It's on Monday, but it's not always celebrated. It's actually on the 15th is his legal birthday, but it could be celebrated. It's the third Monday of the month, which could fall anywhere from January 15th until January 21st.
Right.
So, because it's like a moving holiday, and I know it's hard to understand because I don't even get it, but whatever. On Monday, honey.
He's asking me how old he was.
The one thing I don't.
No, you're not.
I'll check for you, honey. I'll check. Okay. Okay. So he was behind the whole bus boycott. He was behind that whole thing with Rosa Parks, supporting her. He created that, shut everything down until basically they paid attention to him. He also, in 1964, he won, big one, Nobel Peace Prize. Big one, okay? Yes. He's probably most famous for his speech, I Have a Dream.
Right.
And we said that we're going to listen to that speech when we're done with this. Okay, so in 1957, he founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
Right.
Because we said he started off as a minister.
Right.
So he started that in 1957. In 1963, he had the Birmingham, Alabama campaign. And again in 1963, he had the Great March on Washington, which we just talked about, where 250,000 people plus were there listening to him, supporting him. And yes, Betsy?
I don't know if you guys want to do it, but my church, where I go to church last year, we did find something about the people that died.
Yeah.
About Martin Luther King stuff. Or we could find something about them and write it and we could read it.
We could. That's an excellent idea. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so moving on. In 1964, what's the matter, guys? Okay, they'll take care of it. So we have the Civil Rights Act of 1964. We can, after class, yes, we can.
Like a project.
We can do it as a
Like somebody would find something about somebody else, write it down, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So in 1964, hold that thought, he did win the Nobel Peace Prize, and in 1965, the voting rights, what were you going to say?
I'm gonna say I did a speech for Black History Month.
Yeah.
I did a speech about Eunice Kennedy Shriver.
Okay, you know what, we're going to talk about her too. Okay, so famous quotes. You may have heard these before, you may have not. I know one you've heard, and we're gonna listen to that. One of his most famous quotes is, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can." Anybody know what that means?
Christine, I was about to say, I have no idea. My mind is lost right
I
now.
had a feeling.
It's somewhere in the sand right now.
It's okay.
It's in quicksand right now. Somebody saying.
I understand. That's okay. We'll go. So I'm just going to read you the quotes, and if you guys want me to explain them to you, I can do that. "We shall overcome because the arc of the moral." I'm sorry, I didn't finish reading it. "We shall overcome because the arc of the moral universe is long, but it bends towards justice." So what he's saying is it's a long road to get where we're going,
Justice is
but at the
word
end
for
of the
peace.
road, we're going to get what we want, which is peace and justice.
Right. Peace
And we're
justice
still
is the
working.
same thing.
Well, no, but close. And this is a famous one you may or may not know. "Out of the mountain of despair is a stone of hope." I like that one a lot.
I like that one too.
I like that one a lot. Okay. All right, guys. So that's my lesson today. Thank you.
Woo!
Thank you. Don't go, guys, don't go away. We're going to listen to the speech. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I knew something was wrong because it'll rain one time.
Yes, we're gonna do a walk.
If I'm not here, they come, Michelle just
Yeah.
we can call her before they leave so she can talk to them.
Right.
Anything you guys wanna bring in, a picture, a saying,
No,
whatever
no help.
you wanna have it so
Yeah.
we can put that on the wall for you guys.
Okay.
Okay, Miss Linda. Yeah.
Staff help you,
Right.
get it from the book, get it from the library.
Right.
Put it on the wall.
Okay.
Okay, all right, now,
Okay.
Speech says, I have a dream.
I'm ready
That's
to
what
hear
my
his
speech.
speech.
All right. Well, I'm ready to let you hear it.
I'm ready. Oh, I like that. First.
What are you staring
Christina,
What's up?
I'm ready to hear your speech.
at? You ready for
My
your lunch
speech?
break?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I
I heard
understand.
this speech, but it was a while ago since I heard this.
I understand that.
Christine,
This Friday.
Christine,
Hey, who are you
Christine,
telling? What?
I'm ready to hear your speech.
My speech? Oh, you don't usually like my speeches.
Me, I don't believe in separation. Everyone should be all together all the time.
Of course,
I don't
absolutely.
believe in separation.
I don't either.
I don't
like
either,
it.
no.
Absolutely.
Nope.
I have a dream
I don't like
speech.
it.
Nope.
Here is some information for what are the words to the I Have a Dream speech? According to NPR, I have
Okay.
a dream today. I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted.
No, I don't
every
want you
hill
to
and
tell
mountain
us.
shall
I
be
want
below. The rough places will be made plain.
not you.
Places
Christine, was that Siri talking?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't want her talking. That's not what I was trying to do. Dang it.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Technology is not always my friend.
No phones listen to you. Everything. Phone. I swear,
Is
phone.
she
Phones
in a
have
relationship right
have
now?
Really? No.
Siri? I was talking to
Oh
her.
my God. Yo.
I don't even have words sometimes. I just don't.
Sometimes.
Murph, did you hear what Phil just asked
I don't
me?
even get myself sometimes.
Phil.
I don't get myself.
Siri was talking on my phone, and he looked at me and said, "Do you think Siri's in a relationship?" You know, I need a new job. I need a new job.
I don't even get myself. Yeah.
Stop being a class clown.